I'm moving. I am so excited. So this is me just like inserting a little bit of an intro here. This is going to be a moving vlog from beginning to the end, showing you the old place and like where we're moving and the new place and all this stuff. And I've already filmed a little bit. It's kind of like an SD card dump. So it's kind of a little up and down. So that's why I wanted to insert this intro, just because I didn't want to start with the first clip being like me having an existential crisis. A lot of huge things have happened. I know I haven't filmed in a couple weeks, but it's just because a lot of like big changes have been happening. So it's really exciting and it's finally happening. So at the time I'm filming this, like we're moving tomorrow, like less than 12 hours we're moving. And I got a cat. Look at him, he's so cute. He's so friendly. He like always wants to be where I want to be. Okay, anyways, to the video. I showed you in the previous video, like maybe 2 videos ago that I did, that I got a cat backpack, which he loves. He's constantly like in and out of it. So today I think I want to go into Golden Gate Park. I want to take him, put him on a leash and just go sit on a picnic blanket or something and see how he does, because he's so outgoing that I feel like he needs some stimulation or something. And he's young, so I feel like I can like train him. So we're gonna go into the park. That's the plan. I'm gonna go get a leash, and so I'll take you along with us. All right, man, cat going along. We're out at the park with Buddy. Hi, cutie. How you doing? So good. It's like pouring down rain today, and it's like really overcast, and that's just how it's been for the last 2 months. We're moving this week. And it's just been like bringing up a lot of stuff. I guess like a lot of changes happened last week. So basically, we got a cat, which I don't know if I'll show you the footage of that, but he's around here somewhere. So we got a cat, Garrett got a new job, and we got a new place, which is so exciting. Like we're gonna have, like I'm in a studio, it's so small. Like we're gonna have doors, we'll have a hallway. This will be great for San Francisco. I was like, yes, this will be like, we're really moving up. This place is 300 square feet. It is so small. It's a 1-car garage. It's a converted 1-car garage, so it's so small. But like coming from Idaho, the cost of living was so much cheaper, like to like back you up, I guess, if you didn't know. So I grew up in northern Idaho, and then when I went to college, I went to southern Idaho, and I was in southern Idaho for like 8 years or something like that. And then we decided we wanted to move to California, but the cost of living is just like, it's just so much. Like I made $1,800 a month in Idaho for comparison. Garrett's 1-bedroom house, like not apartment, house. Garrett's 1-bedroom house with a yard and laundry and parking and all this stuff was $430 a month. So then come to San Francisco, and that's just like not the situation you're dealing with. So we decided to save up. So we moved back in with my parents in northern Idaho that was like 9 months of like saving up. And then we moved to San Francisco. So we've been here for like a year and a half now. And so now we're moving into a 1-bedroom place, which I'm so excited. And it has laundry. I've been having to walk to do laundry, and it's been so annoying. So now we have laundry. I'm like, yes, we have all the things. We have all the things that I want. I'm so excited. But basically, it was just kind of like a no-brainer. Like I just saw this place and I was like, yeah, we got to get it. But then I think like I was so excited, and now kind of this like fatigue is hitting me. I'm still really excited for the place, and I don't want to like change it or anything, but I was just listening to Noah Kahan last night, and I was just getting this like weird homesick feeling, or just kind of this feeling that I have no home. Because I don't think I really realized, like, because we had a year lease here, and then it went month to month. So now this new place is a year lease, and so it's just kind of like, oh yeah, we're doing it. And then I hadn't really thought about it, but now I'm like, I just kind of like realizing like, oh, okay, I committed to San Francisco for another year basically. And it just made me feel really stuck. Not that I was gonna move away. I didn't have any plans to move away, or it's not like I even wanted to move away, but I just started feeling really stuck now. Like, oof, I want to go somewhere. I can't go somewhere. I'm stuck. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And I'm like, well, where else do I want to go? And I'm like, well, I really like San Francisco. I mean, it's been so hard. Like, I was just thinking, I cannot outrun January's and February's. It's like, when the weather is overcast, if I do not see the sun, I struggle so much to be happy or find motivation or whatever. And so I thought that like, okay, I'll go to California and that'll be better than Idaho. And it is better than Idaho. I mean, especially northern Idaho, basically in Canada, is like so overcast. Southern Idaho is a lot sunnier than northern Idaho. And then here, I think it's sunnier than there. But it's pretty dreary, like January and February. And I think like last year they were like, oh yeah, record-breaking rain or whatever. So I was like, okay, it's not normally this dreary. And that's what everyone said here. Like, yeah, it's not normally this dreary. But it's been pretty dreary for the last 2 months. And I'm like, I just cannot outrun January's. Like, no matter where I go, I can go to California. And still there's this rainy season and dreariness. And I'm like, was like, what am I going to do? And then I like really miss family, but it's like, I don't feel like I can go home because things have changed so much. Like my parents don't live in Idaho anymore. My grandma's like moving around. Like a lot of my family moved out. I don't know. I think I just had this feeling like, okay, I'll leave, but I can come back whenever I want and things will be the exact same. And that's not really how it is. It's like, you know, like things keep changing. And so my sister sent me that song You're Gonna Go Far by Noah Kahan a while back because I was just feeling kind of like guilty for having left. And I was like, I shouldn't have left my sister, and I don't know. And anyways, which I don't know, just solidifying another year just made me think about my choices. Like, do I like my choices? And I think I grew up in northern Idaho. When I went to southern Idaho, Boise, I just felt so guilty for like leaving family. So when we went back to northern Idaho, the initial plan wasn't to save up for San Francisco. The initial plan was to move back there because I just felt so guilty being away from family. And just so quickly, I just noticed I was just becoming sad. I was becoming like angrier. I just don't vibe with the culture of northern Idaho. The weather is really rough on me. And I was like, I guess it's probably not worth it. And it felt like I had to pick family or being happy. And that really sucks. And then I'm here and I'm like, well, I'm here because the weather's better and to be happier. But am I even like that much happier? Is the weather that much better? I mean, obviously, it was like -30 or something. So I'll be grateful for the 50s that we're having here. It's obviously better. And this is something, I feel like I'd read this in a Marie Kondo book, but when you are clearing out your stuff, or if you're like, you know, you're getting rid of things or keeping things, that you're making peace with the past. And that's how I feel like moving has brought that up too. Like all of a sudden it's like, okay, it's this commitment to being here another year, but then also I'm going through, we're like kind of purging, like getting rid of stuff as we're doing it. And so then as I'm getting rid of stuff, I'm like looking at these objects and like, oh, when I hold it, it's just kind of making me sad about places I used to be because I've just moved so much. I really, really, really value growth and change. But the consequences of so much change mean that you just like leave behind a lot of stuff. Like I've lived a lot of different places. I've like left behind a lot of different friendships, and family relationships. And I don't think that I could grow and change the way that I want to if I didn't move. I think that moving is like the thing that's brought me the most growth and change. I love to experience different places and what they're like and different cultures. I mean, the culture in San Francisco and northern Idaho couldn't be more different as far as the United States goes. I'm just thinking about it a lot. I'm just kind of in a down, a little down. You know, I'm just kind of chilling here. San Francisco is the first place that I feel like I belong. Like, I feel like I fit in San Francisco. I feel like I fit in with the culture of San Francisco. It doesn't feel like home. Like, San Francisco doesn't feel homey at all. But I feel like I belong here, which is kind of the opposite in northern Idaho. Like, that's where my family was, and it felt homey. But I just felt like I did not fit in. I am just in a weird mood. It's just hard because I just feel like I love a fantasy. Like, there's a version of northern Idaho that I have from my childhood when I was like 6 or whatever that I picture, like when I would sit and read under this tree in the field growing up, that I really loved. But that doesn't exist for me anymore because my parents don't have that home anymore. So it's just like I can't really go back there. And then when I went to Boise, I had all these certain friends and these circles that I ran with, and they basically all moved away. Like, I like to move a lot, and I pick friends who like to move a lot, and so like they moved to New York, or they went to Seattle, or they went these different places. And so like I loved Boise for what it was, but if I go back there, like it just doesn't exist anymore. I just feel untethered. Like I'm not attached to anything. It's like, I kind of thought like, okay, I'll go to San Francisco and then I can always go back, but it doesn't really feel like I can go back because it's different. Like what I loved about it were the people, and the people are gone. Or what I loved about it was the land, but the land is gone. I feel like I have no home. I feel just kind of like metaphorically like an orphan. Headspace. It's January, February. You know what I mean? I just get in this headspace every January, February. It's like every time the weather is so bad and overcast, I get in this like reevaluating my whole life mode. And it's like I have an existential crisis. And it's like, Alexis, we don't need to have an existential crisis every time it's overcast outside. It's just overcast. It's not any different. It's just overcast outside, which all this rain is what makes SF so pretty. So it's hard. You can't be like, I like greenery pretty, and it's like you just can't find greenery pretty and no rain, overcast, no precipitation. Okay, so before we move out tomorrow, this is like the last opportunity I guess I'll have to show you, give you a little house tour. It's such a mess right now. Like, it's literally so messy, literally so expensive. So we paid $2,000 a month for this, and it's 300 square feet. It's a old 1-car garage that they converted. It's just absolutely insane. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. I mean, when San Francisco is sunny, I'm like obsessed. I'm like, this is heaven on earth. When it's rainy, it's been pretty rainy the last 2 months. When it's rainy, I'm like, I need to move right now. I cannot be here. But it's just like, I just can never find a January that I like. But anyways, when it's sunny, like it's sunny today, and it's like heaven on earth. I'm feeling so good. Oh, which I should update about that little existential crisis I was having. Yeah, I'm doing good. Everything's great. Everything is great now. It was a long stretch, just a long stretch of bad weather. That's all that was, really. Okay, the house is so messy right now because we're moving, but ta-da! This is the house tour. You're seeing the entire thing, basically. We have, like, the bikes have to be mounted on the wall. Everything is kind of in shambles at this point because we're packing, but this is the wall that I would typically film on, and we had that black paper on it, and I can link, like, an old vlog of me putting that up if you're interested. Yeah, so this is the house. This is the kitchen. This has been Garrett's workstation. This is like all taken down now, but he's got like his keys there, and he had like his electric guitar stuff down there. This was his workstation. Actually looked really cool when it was all set up. And then we have the bathroom. Hello. Yeah, so nothing super exciting here, but we have our keys. You guys, we have the keys. We're here. This is the kitchen. Welcome to the kitchen. I have the blinds closed because I don't want you to know where we live. This is the living room, built-in bookshelf. Isn't that so exciting? And then I think this will be like Garrett's workstation. It's like a makeshift workstation here. It's pretty cool. I have one of the lights off. Okay. Well, through here, guys, we have a hallway. Look, we have a hallway. This is the bedroom. We just biked here, so that's why the bikes are sitting right here. But this is the bedroom. And we have a walk-in closet. Guys, dude, I'm really moving up in the world. I'm really feeling excited about this. And this is the bathroom. Look, we have a tub now. We didn't have a tub before. It's kind of a small bathroom. This is maybe a smaller bathroom than what we had. Hello. But I like this floor. This is very exciting.
Guess what we have here? What is that? Oh! Oh! Pac-Man to the rescue.
Look how deep these cupboards are. Look at my screws also. But it's up to my elbow. It's huge. So we're back in the old house. It's our last night here. And since it was our last night here, we were like, we should talk about like highs and lows of this house. Like what's happened in this house. What things have we done. So Garrett's in the middle of like fixing stuff and he didn't really want to be on camera. So we're just going to be like talking while we're sitting here. What do you think, Garrett? Maybe let's start with lows. What are the lows of being in this house? Yeah, cramped just in general. This house has been kind of hard for me the last couple of months when it's been like really overcast and then Garrett's working and then I'm just at home. I feel like I just have had a lot of alone time, not really being around people. But his job is just changing. So he's going to come, so he just got his like dream job, plus he is going to partially work for me part-time. So he's going to be home basically. Sorry about the noise. Cat's running around and Garrett's moving stuff. But anyways, basically there's light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of stuff just happened. Like he got his dream job, we got a cat, we're moving all at once. So a lot of good stuff is happening. You people? What's the highs of this house?
Dishwasher.
Dishwasher? I think it's the first house we've ever had with a dishwasher. Even when we were in Boise, besides living with my parents, obviously. Yeah, dishwasher. We never had a dishwasher. This house we're going to is going to be the first house we've ever had with laundry. We've never had a place with laundry. This is the house, like, I was able to quit teaching in San Francisco. Like, basically when I was in Boise, I quit teaching, but then when we moved to San Francisco, it was just a higher cost of living, and so we couldn't afford it, so I went back to teaching for a year, and then I was able to quit teaching again. And so, I don't know, that's been super exciting for this house. It was our first San Francisco house. I mean, that's really, like, the high of this place, I think. We just didn't think we could do it. Like, we were so nervous leaving Idaho. We were just like, what if we can't afford rent? I don't know, what if we can't afford anything? And what it feels like we're doing right now is, there was this children's book that I used to have when I was a kid, and it was this crab that was, like, in this shell. And then it was time for him to go to a bigger shell. So he goes to a bigger shell, and while he's in that shell, he, like, decorates it, and he has all these friends that he meets, and he gets these seashells or whatever. But then he's outgrown it, and it's time to go to a new shell. And it's just about, like, how even something that's too small for you is still really hard to say goodbye to. And I was just thinking about, like, our Boise house. Like, I don't know, in that footage, like, I'm just, like, crying leaving that house. And I don't know, I mean, it was really sentimental, but it really feels like we just, like, outgrew it. Like, this is a studio, and I was, like, you know, willing to do the studio life for a little bit. And if we had to, I'd go back to it again, but I'm just so grateful to be going up to a 1-bedroom. Mm-hmm. It was, like, what we needed. It was, like, a good transition house. And what other highs were there? This neighborhood has been so good. I just have loved San Francisco so much. It's been a great neighborhood. The neighborhood we're going to is also phenomenal. Like, it's an upgrade for sure. It's an upgrade neighborhood. And the shots that you guys saw, I had, like, the windows closed, so you can't really see, but it's an upgrade, and it's an upgrade in size, an upgrade in neighborhood, and I'm so excited. Mm-hmm. It's funny, when we first moved here, we were, like, so scared about everything. We're like, okay, we need to see what this place is like at midnight, because who knows what it's like on a midnight on Saturday. So we drove by this place at midnight on a Saturday just to make sure you don't know what's happening.
And you saw a few people get stabbed, so we decided it was fine.
This is, okay, for, like, the whole last week, I had already packed up my clothes. So this is what I've been wearing all week, is this exact same pants and this exact same. This is subtle Twilight merch. Every time I wear this, people are always like, oh, did you go to Forks, Washington? No, I just like Twilight. Okay, you know what I was thinking? Something else is, Garrett, I haven't even told you this, but every time Taylor Swift comes out with an album, I'm at a new house. And again, she's coming out with something in April, and I'm going to be at a new house. It's like, I'm at a new house every time she has a new album. It's like...
We had to move as soon as she announced.
As soon as she announced, right. I just move all the time, so it's kind of cool. It is kind of cool in that way, just nostalgically, just to, like, look back and be like... Because I have been, like, a big Taylor Swift fan since the Red album. So what is that, 2012? I was, like, really big fan. It was before you and I got together. Yeah, I was, like, probably 2011, 2012. I was, like, a pretty big fan. I'm, like, kind of, like, not as much as I used to be, I guess, but I used to be, like, really into Taylor Swift, and then it just... The cat's going to the bathroom. But it's just kind of a cool marker of, like, where I was. I'm just like, oh, when the Red album came out, Garrett and I were first dating, and we used to sing the song Red all the time. Or when 1989 came out, that was my freshman year of college, and it was my first year in the dorms. Or when Rep came out, I was, like... I had just graduated college, and I was in a roommate house. And then when Folklore and Evermore came out, I was in... Those came out, like, really close back to back, so it's kind of different. But I was in Boise when Folklore and Evermore came out. And Lover. So those 3 albums, I guess. And then Midnights, I was in San Francisco. And now this next album, I'm going to be in a different place, so... Still in San Francisco, but Garrett just got this random idea. Garrett was just at work, and he's got this idea. He's like, we should all wear matching bro tanks. So he got bro tanks for all of them, and he wants them all to wear backwards hats. And he just kind of, like, texted me and informed me of this. He's like, I bought us all bro tanks.
He'll be the handsome male moving crew.
I still don't have a name for the cat. That's why I'm calling him the cat. I still don't have a name for him. This is... like, the most excited about a move I've been in a little bit. Like, when we were leaving Boise, it was really heartbreaking because we had been thinking about leaving Boise, but then the place Garrett had been working at had like really gone in decline since COVID, and so they couldn't afford to pay him anymore, so he lost that job. So it kind of expedited us leaving Boise, and so we just didn't leave under the best circumstances, and Boise was like where I feel like I grew up. Like I went to college there, and I just kind of like dealt with a lot there, and like Boise really feels like home, even though I only moved there when I was 18. So to leave Boise so soon because he lost his job was just kind of sad. So that was like a sad move. And then moving back in with parents really felt like going backwards. And I'm 26 years old, or however old I was, 26, 27. I'm like, I don't want to move back in with parents. But what we said at the time was like, it's like a slingshot is what we felt like it was. It was like going backwards to go forwards. And at this point, I'm really excited. Like, I don't regret that at all. I think that was a really good decision to just go backwards for a time to go forward, because we couldn't afford to be in San Francisco. Like, we had to, like, save up $15,000 to move here to be able to make it work. And in Idaho, it just took so long to save up $15,000 because I was making, like, $1,800 a month as a teacher in Boise. And so it just, like, takes so long. Which at the time I was stoked about that because Boise's the highest paying district in the state. So I was like really stoked on that at the time. But coming here, it just was like not going to happen. So it took us like a year to save up to move here. And now it's really been such a blessing. But now this move, it just feels like crab going into a bigger shell. Like it just feels like this is right. There's not stress or sadness attached to this. It's just, it's working. He keeps ducking. Ugh. Okay, I'm stalling. Okay. We're gonna pack. See you tomorrow. It's a beautiful day for moving. Okay, we're all moved in. There's stuff like everywhere. Basically, just like the boxes are in. We have the boxes in, but yeah, no, we got a lot of work to do. Saying goodbye to our house. Hello. Okay, so I have something to show you. This vlog has been like over the course of a month because I started it like mid-February and now it's March 18th. So much has happened over the course of this vlog. So the house is like basically done. So I want to show you the house. And then I also want to talk about that little existential crisis I was having like a month ago, because I feel like I've had a little bit more resolution about it and like process some things. So I want to show you the house. Let me show you. Okay, this is the living room. We got a new couch. It was actually like a 3 couch, but we got rid of the middle section because we didn't have room. And then we have like this huge like ottoman, which makes it kind of like a chase, I think is how you pronounce it, because we're planning on having a lot of friends over. Like we have a lot of friends over, so I'm trying to figure out like how to make seating work. I have a scratches all over my hand from the cat because I like to play with him. I was just noticing that. And then we got this, which you can fit a lot of people on. So this is the living room. I'm so excited about it. What I think is so cool is then we took the doors off of this closet and it became Garrett's workspace. The person who lived here before us had made this wood workspace. And then Garrett attached a piece from his old desk underneath it so that the keyboard can pull out, which is so cool. And then like his music thing, you know, can pull out. And he's stoked on that audio interface if you happen to know about like music stuff. He's got his guitar here, some like storage up there, and then a bunch of his guitars here. This right here is the bookshelf, which I need to like organize more. It hasn't been organized. I'm trying to figure out in this house like where I'm gonna film. I feel like maybe I'll stand in front of here because the light from like this window over here, I think anything over here would be good lighting, so we'll see. So then when you're like standing here in the living room and you turn this way, we've got this like huge table. This is the cat's basket of stuff. So this is where I'm like primarily working. This is kind of like my new workstation. So I have these drawers which pop out, and then on the other side there's a rack underneath it which is made for wine bottles, but I'm actually using it for my tripod. Okay, yes, this is basically like the living room situation. This place is only like, it's like almost 600 square feet and it feels huge to us. I mean, it's not very big. Yes, can I help you? Okay, so now we'll go into the kitchen. Nothing super exciting about the kitchen. So yeah, this is it. I feel like it doesn't look that much different than when you last saw it, except maybe we have the dehumidifier and then we have the bowls for the cat, like the dry food, the wet food, and the water. Yeah, so this is the kitchen. Love the kitchen. Okay, now if we go this way, this is our bedroom. So this is the room that's probably next on my agenda of what I need to do. All we've really done is hung lights, but we do actually have another strand to connect because we have these two. We need to connect these two strands. The cat is going crazy. Normally we have that window open so he can watch what's going on out there, but you know, for privacy I don't want to have that open, but he's going so crazy. Yeah, anyway, so this is the bedroom. I feel like sometimes people might wonder what this is. This is basically just like a hard surface if we want to like eat in bed, or if we want to put like drinks there, or we've played cards there sometimes, or like if we want something like that. Yeah, so we took the lamp that would be in the bedroom and it's in the living room. So I need to get a lamp for in here. This is the room that I feel like needs, you know, doing the most with. Hi, buddy. He is so funny with this mirror. He will like fight with himself in the mirror. It's pretty funny. So this desk I'm primarily using to like put on my makeup. Like I put makeup in those drawers, and then the table in the living room is where I've been working mostly because I like to have a bigger workstation than this. So yeah, it's so nice to have like just a separate space that's just like relaxing for bed. Like wow, this is so nice. It just feels so, like if I back up, it just feels really open and spacious to me. Okay, so I want to talk about my thoughts about that like existential crisis that I had. I mean, it was like multiple factors in one. One, like I talked about, it was partly the weather, like January, February, just tons of rain. Since then, the weather has changed dramatically and it's been so sunny and it's been like 70 and it's been so nice. Also, I like to work in like bursts and rest and like bursts and rest. And sometimes it feels like kind of like success and crash. Sometimes like I get like hyper fixated on things, and like this time when I was making the planner, I was just like pouring so much into the planner just for months and then like launching it, and I just had a period of time where I felt like I was sprinting, and so I kind of just like crashed. So there was like negative sides to it, and part of it is just that I just like to work that way. Like that's what I actually like that about teaching, where it's like work and then you have a rest, and then work and then you have a rest. You might have like winter break or spring break or summer break, and I really liked that. So part of it is I just like enjoy kind of working in that way, where I'll just work for a while. Like if you followed me for a while on YouTube, I just tend to like maybe twice a year I'll just take like a month off or something, because part of it, there are negative sides to it, and I feel like a lot of times the first week of that break is kind of like a crash, but then the rest of that month just really feels like actually resting. And like this time I was going to like parks and biking and hanging out with Garrett and getting to enjoy our new neighborhood and our cat Muffin. I think we've decided Muffin is his name. Also, Garrett's family was in town, so we got to show them around, which was super fun. There's just been like a lot going on like with the move, so then I got kind of like I get like really into like one project, then I'll get into something else, and like I got really into like the house, like getting the furniture and like making like arranging things, and that was really fun. But I started in the last, like especially in the last week, like really feeling motivated again and feeling like myself, like just my more motivated self again. So I started a new project this morning, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be like a 40-day project that I'm working on that I've got kind of outlined. I'm really excited about it. It feels like new and creative and something like I want to work on. So I'm feeling really excited about that. I'm just feeling really grateful right now. I feel like I put a lot of work into things. Like when I think about like the YouTube channel, or I made the first iteration of the vision book a few years ago, and then I made another iteration last year, and I feel like it didn't really like work fully. Like I don't feel like it really like took off until this year. And so I just feel like Garrett and I have put in a lot of investments into things the last few years, and it's just now like I feel like just a lot of things are like finally coming to fruition. Like he just got his dream job, we just got this place, which I don't know, like to be able to afford this place is something like when I was in Idaho felt impossible, and so I'm just like really proud of us. Like it feels like we're finally getting like the reward for all that work. I would say it's been 3 years of like pretty consistent hard work. And so I'm just feeling so grateful to like have a cat, and Garrett's working from home for the most part now. So I'm just like not as alone as I was. I was spending like all day, every day alone for several months. So I just feel like surrounded by people. There were a lot of years where I feel like I felt very invisible. And I don't know if I've really ever shared this before, but I went to preschool like a year early. And I did like great with all the academic stuff or whatever, did great. But then at the end of the year, they like sat me down and basically told me that I was going to be held back. And they held me back for social skills. And when I think back to like preschool or early elementary, like basically a lot of my schooling years, I just felt kind of, hi buddy. I just felt kind of, I don't know, just different or just like, I don't know, kind of invisible or something. And now I'm finally starting to feel like in San Francisco, like I belong. I had a friend who came and visited and she described it as like a city of misfits. And I feel like there's just been something really healing about San Francisco. And I don't know, like I finally feel like, I don't know, like I walk into a room and people like see me for who I am. I feel like I've made friends in San Francisco way quicker than I did any other places that I've lived. And so it's just really beautiful. I just feel like there's been a lot of work put in and now getting like the rewards of it. I don't know. It's really cool. And I'm just so grateful to be able to like work at like this creative project that I'm starting. It's just so fun and very fulfilling. Making the planner was so fun and creative and fulfilling. And so it's just so fun to do that for work and have people see it and appreciate it and be like financially fulfilled with it. So I don't know, it's just really cool. I'm just feeling really grateful. This house feels like a reward of the planner, basically. It feels like, just feels really amazing. I just feel like I'm like reaping the benefits of trusting myself. I feel like, I don't know, starting YouTube, people are like, oh, okay, yeah, she's starting YouTube. People didn't really like say anything negative about it in my life to my knowledge, but I don't know, people weren't super like encouraging necessarily. There are a few people in my life that were, but mostly people are like, oh yeah, great, how's YouTube going? Good, okay, cool. And I feel like the people just like haven't really like taken it seriously. But and the same with like moving to San Francisco. San Francisco's had a pretty bad reputation, so like anytime I tell people I'm moving to San Francisco or California, people in Idaho or even people in the suburbs of the Bay Area honestly are just kind of like, why you don't step over any dead bodies while you're there or whatever. But like we just had family come and they were like very skeptical and they like fell in love with it. Like they said it was their favorite place they've ever visited, and they visited a bunch of cities. And like I'm just like so happy with my decisions, and I feel like I'm getting the rewards of trusting myself and doing things that resonate with me and that I wanted to do. So what I'm wanting to do now is I'm wanting to start vlogging more regularly. I did like Vlogmas a couple years ago. I was living in Idaho. It was like pretty new. I don't know. I didn't complete it either. So I don't know. I'm wanting to kind of like try it again because that's just kind of the direction I'm feeling pulled in, is wanting to do it and just kind of like documenting everyday life. There's something just like fun about it. I feel like I do a lot of ruminating about things and I feel like I just need to get it out. I don't know if it would be helpful to anybody, but it would be helpful to me to be able to get like these ruminations out. I feel like if I have all these thoughts in here, it feels kind of like congested, but if I can get it on paper or if I can say it verbally to like a person or to a camera, I feel like it really helps me. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling like doing right now. It's kind of like cathartic in a way and like helps me. So now that I'm looking at this footage, it's looking kind of yellow. Hopefully it's not too yellow when I get to editing. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.